Now have to install the Zoom audio device.
I
haven't seen that one before.
Nobody saw that one coming. Sometimes Zoom makes you restart Zoom.
To be able, to do something like that. The newer versions are a little bit finickier.
You see my screen?
It's about yeah.
So welcome to the quiz for class 3. Now, class 3, as you recall, had the same content as class 2. So what we're going to do for the quiz this time is there's this very popular game show on American television.
Wait,
where what?
I'm sorry to ask this of you, but would you try not using your earbud mic because something's buzzing really bad?
So there's a very popular American television show. Is that better?
I think so, yes.
Where you are given answers and you have to provide the question that goes along with the answer. So instead of giving me answers to questions, you are going to give me questions for answers, okay? The fact that, if taken literally, it would refute the truth.
Something to be interpreted. What is something to be interpreted?
I'm sorry?
What is something to be interpreted? Something figurative.
Next.
So good news and bad news about your headphones. Good news is you can use them. Bad news is it's still buzzing really loudly. And I don't know if it has to do with your sound settings. Does anyone have a recommendation?
We'll just stop, never mind.
It's really good and we really want to do the thing. You're having...
Well, you know, if it's buzzing, it's buzzing. I mean, I have a computer, that's it. Goodbye.
No, please don't leave. Do we have any other technical potential fixes? Are we just out of luck? Tim, do you have any thoughts?
It's possible that the microphone is set a bit high.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, that's probably what it is.
That's a pretty good idea in sound settings.
Something happened with...
It's only when her volume goes up. If she talks a little bit louder.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's potentially just a microphone. It's a microphone setting.
Idea.
Are you there, Upala?
Maybe she's restarting.
It probably is the sound setting, yeah. And maybe Zoom became...
It looks like she fell off the call.
It's possible she's restarting her machine. I'm gonna reach out to her right now.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hi, you guys. If it goes on too long, I could just start going through it.
Okay.
Good morning, Geshe-la.
Hi.
You in Phoenix?
Yeah.
It's taking a while to guess.
Valentine's Day. Somebody's asleep.
Gotcha.
Just like Emily.
Yep. Hopefully for a while.
Yeah. Okay. How about I just start?
Okay.
Yeah. Good.
I think it sounds like a good plan. Yeah,
All
we
right.
don't want to waste too much time.
Okay. If Upala comes back, we can do that. Let's see here. Let's see here. Yay. Oh, not that one. Okay, so today we're gonna have different people are gonna read, okay? Mr. Tim, are you ready?
Sure.
And Mr. Nick, can you check? Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
okay, I think this is where we start, yeah. Okay, go.
And Nepo Tamche Dane Lon Trul Be Dunyope Samatok Korang Ki Korang Tompe Rong Ton Yinpe Ko Che Ki. What's the difference? How do we pronounce the difference between the first ch and the second ch here?
With a ta suffix, it's a little bit shorter, like ch. It's just like the word cut. So,
Okay,
and then
okay.
with a sa suffix, it's like a little bit drawn out. Ch.
Okay, thank you. Ko Ki Che. How about that? Su Chung Se Kyang Me Par de Pate. Do Kong Trao Tang Tok Make Ku Che Ki Shun Ki Dra Chi Sin Pei Gong Pei.
Sorry.
What was
Go
that?
ahead. The gong is when it has a since we have time, a prefix or a head letter.
Mhm.
You can pronounce the G like a hard G rather than like a low K sound. So DG would be gong.
Gong. Okay. Gong Patang Ne Dundu Mawatang De Lang Jesu Jupa Ni Kema Pong Pei You Ni You Know.
Cool. Tim, you're not finished. What's
It looks like
Tamche?
all existing thing.
Yeah, here it's all things, yeah. Tane lo tripedun are objects perceived by a state of mind, which is tunwa. What's that?
Messed up.
Yeah, good. Mistaken. Good.
Mistaken, yeah.
Some means some talk means just that and nothing more. Okay.
Geshe-la, this is
Yeah.
the one that I was asked to try and translate.
Oh, are you ready?
You sound good so far.
I'll stop sharing. You can take the screen.
Oh,
How's that?
no, well, let's go on with the class. It's all right.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sounds good, Utpala.
Go,
Yeah,
go,
no,
go.
that's good.
Awesome.
Take the screen, Upala.
It's because I'm not sharing, so that's probably why.
Oh no, it was still an issue even when you weren't sharing. For whatever reason, it does seem a lot better now. Let's try.
Yeah.
Great.
Here you go.
All right, let's check this out. Can you make it bigger, Upala?
Oh my gosh.
Can you make a
It's
full screen?
huge.
Because it's only showing on a quarter of your screen. If you
Yeah.
make the actual, yeah.
There you go. Yay. All right. Okay, good. Good. The first part is good. Empty of self.
Yeah, that whole phrase is like ridiculous. Ko rang yi, ko rang tong pig, rang tong yin.
Yeah, you got to read it this way, and it's not easy. Okay, your text suddenly got really bad, difficult. So rangtong, do you remember that idea that they had before? That the fact that something is empty of not being itself is the emptiness of something. You see what I mean?
The fact that something is not empty of itself is its emptiness. Is that what you just said?
Well, the thing is called rangtong, means empty of self, empty of itself. Where, okay, so you have to read it backwards, right? It is empty of itself, meaning it is devoid of being itself. So that's as opposed to Shentong, right? So this is not a, this is the idea of some strange, it's a strange idea of some groups in Tibet, right? That all things are rangtong, meaning they are empty of themselves in the sense of not being themselves, okay? They are everything that they are the opposite of everything they are not, okay? And in this case, they're empty of being themselves, okay? Kochu means, do you remember Utpala Kochu?
Oh, right there it says which could stand in for it. That's,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the only.
Yeah, that, do you guys remember this idea that like, I don't know, yesterday I needed to pry something open and I didn't have a hammer and I used some other tool. You see what I mean?
Well, a stand-in.
Yeah, a stand-in, yeah. Or I don't know, a substitute, acceptable substitute, okay? Kochuki chusu chungse kyang mepar. There's nothing, dupade, there's nothing in the universe which could stand in for itself or something like that. This is just a weird idea, okay?
And even in the slightest?
Yep.
No.
That makes absolutely no sense to me. I mean, no, I know those are English words and such,
But
but
take comfort because Kedub J says the same thing. Do Gongda Sutra and commentaries. I'm sorry, the Sutra of what I really meant. And okay, Tokme Kucheki Shun. Yeah, good. Rajesh, whether you claim that this is the Ngeden, sorry, whether you claim that this is to be taken literally, okay? That this is their actual, this is their intention and is to be taken literally. And you claim that this is what they really meant, Ngeden Dumawa, okay? And you keep teaching it that way. Jesa Jupa here means you keep repeating it to other people, okay? Kema, anybody know Kema?
alas,
Yeah, alas, you are doomed, destined for ruin. This is nothing more, nothing less than a cause which is going to destine you for ruin, okay? So I'll give you a quick recap of the whole sentence. All things are the objects of mistaken states of mind, mistaken conventional states of mind, okay? And they are self-empty in the sense that they are empty even of being themselves. And if you claim that there's nothing else in the world which can represent them, and then you claim that this is the real meaning, literal meaning of the sutra, what I really meant, and also of the great books of the two brothers, and if you claim that this is what's really intended by those books, and you keep repeating that, okay? Oh my gosh, you're gonna get in big trouble. Okay, something like that. Something like that, all right? Yeah.
thank you.
And he's just, it's just attacking weird ideas that were popular in Tibet. And if we had time, and we had the expertise, we could go find out who said that. It's probably, I don't know who it is exactly. And he's going to keep going in that same vein, okay? Utpala, will you read this? And Ben, will you check?
Yeah, great.
221.
그냥 커랑 키 커랑. Man, there's some ringing going on that's just killing my ears. So if someone could mute their microphone, please. 신양 커랑 키 커랑 통파랑 통기 뜬이나 기당 드레브 타닥 기당 드레브 타닥기 통급에 린드레 레 랑기 라신두 기르와 칠 딜레 타데파치 식주
Achepa.
타체파치 직중 warrior.
Boss, you're muted.
I thought maybe I was the one causing the trouble. Moreover, if the meaning of something's being empty is that it is empty of being
It
itself.
is you.
Is it me?
Yeah, I'll just
Oh,
take my earphones out.
was
Maybe
it?
that's the problem.
Okay. If it's me, I can just.
It's not you. It's not you, boss.
Okay. So if the meaning then of rangtong, something's being empty, okay? If the meaning of something's being empty is that it is empty of being itself, okay? If the meaning of something's being empty is that it is empty of itself in the sense of itself is absent in itself, okay? Yena, then it would have to be the case that what's Gyunde Tadak, Utpala?
There's no end to cause and effect.
This Tadak means Tamche.
All cause and effect.
Yeah, all causes and all effects would have to be empty of Gyudan Debo. Tadak.
Cause and effect.
Okay, all causes and effects would have to be empty of all causes and effects. Okay, and then cause and effect itself would become like the instrument.
Like a rabbit.
No, the ritual dagger that Seiji's lady riding on the Garuda was using.
Oh yeah, right. The one, the white one that's black. Yeah.
Yeah, and has a ritual dagger made of a rabbit horn. Okay.
Yep.
Tat chepa means as an insult. It means worse, okay, or hopeless. Okay, it means to cut off the rope or something like that. So what would be more desperate or ridiculous than that? Okay, dile tachepa. Tachepa means like, how could you find something more ridiculous than that? Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Hopeless.
pressed to think of anything more ridiculous than that.
Okay, so some of them have an idea of shentong, which is that the fact that something is empty of everything it's not is emptiness. And then other people have this new idea that the fact that something is empty of itself is its emptiness, rangtong. Okay, so these are two weird schools that started up in Tibet. Okay. Okay, you please read, and Kat wants to check you. I can see.
When na chit amche rang tong tu nu pa kachik dang kun sop sam rang tong tu mawa ni gang rang tong ki din di par kelen pani takpa che chung ki chak gang ki kyang ma ten ching rang dun dang nge dun ki dot gang ki yang dun ma yin la san ye pe drup ta mawa suang de tarn de pa pak pe ye du ma jungo.
Good, nice. Kat approves. Therefore, kachik here means some people who say that chetamche, what's that mean? With Bala?
Everything.
Yeah, is rangtong.
Yeah, some people who say that everything is self-empty,
Good,
empty
good,
itself.
Good, good. Auto empty. Uh, okay. Kun so sam rangtong tamawa nikang. And also that all kunzob things.
That all deceptive things.
Yeah, and what it means to be deceptive is that you are rangtong. Okay.
What?
Okay. So
So-
there's two different parties here. Nika means two different
Oh.
parties. The first
Oh,
party,
so-
the
okay.
first party says that all things are empty of being themselves, and the second party says only those things which are deceptive are empty of being themselves. Okay, two different groups. Okay.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Okay. If you accept this as what it means for something to be empty, okay, we would say rangtong means the fact that something is empty. You see what I mean? Not that it's empty of itself. Okay, that's its emptiness, right? The emptiness of a thing. We can say rangtong, but we don't mean that it means that it's empty of being itself. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So this rangtong before rangtong yidun is actual correct. Something's being empty. Is this rangtong in the end of the second line means the meaning of something being empty. Okay.
Okay.
It does not mean empty of being itself. They misinterpreted the meaning. Okay.
Okay.
If you accept that as being the meaning of what we say is something being empty. Okay. If you think that the meaning of something being empty is either that all things in the universe are empty of being themselves, or just the deceptive reality things are empty of being themselves. Okay. If you accept that, Kaylen in the third line, then you are teaching something which doesn't relate either to the Tekpa Chembo or the Tekpa Chua. Okay.
The greater vehicle or the lesser vehicle.
Yeah, you've got a new kind of emptiness, which was neither taught in the Mahayana or the Hinayana. Congratulations. Got it?
Yeah.
And you also have a new idea, which was neither in the Trangdungi dos or the Nedungi dos.
The literal sutras or the figurative sutras.
Yeah, you got God, you're so wonderful. You got something the Buddha never taught before. Okay. Then Mayana.
Or would that be sutras which are
figurative or literal? Yeah.
But you would start off with sutras, right?
Yeah. And then he says, and moreover, as far as Ben's Siddhantas, you have found the Siddhanta of the Buddhists, right? Sangepe Drupta, okay? You've developed an idea that nobody in the past has ever had in any of the schools of Buddhism. Okay? Quite an achievement. Okay. And never happened in Pakwa, Pakyo.
In India.
The land of India, yeah.
Yeah, the land of the Aryas. Okay. And by the way, I mean, a lot of what you hear in Buddhism nowadays is the same. It's indefensible in any Buddhist school that ever existed, or in any scripture that you can find. I mean, and a lot of what's taught as Buddhism is nothing that ever came in the ancient books, and is nothing that was ever taught in the ancient schools. It's just made up. It's just somebody's yoga class idea. Okay, and it's very frustrating if you know the teaching of the Buddha. It's very frustrating to hear a lot of the things that are taught as Buddhism. Okay. Okay, 223. Dr. Haggerty, you keep looking at me.
Ona, Todong Drele, Shenwang Gyuma Tabur Sungxing, Dempar Tupani, Gyuma Tabur Mitepe Chi Chir, Shenwang Dempar Tupa Dode Dundu Mashina.
Good. Now, in the mind-only school, is that this is going off on an interesting subject, and it needs some background. In the mind-only school, is the Shenwang real or not?
Real.
Yeah, it is. So there's three characteristics of the mind-only school. One is Shenwang, which means all changing things, right? All things that are caused. Are
Yes.
those real?
Yes.
Yeah. And is the fact that blue looks to be outside, is it true?
No.
I mean, yeah, is it true that?
I mean, it
blue
is true. It looks to be outside, but
Yeah.
it's not true in
Yeah.
you know,
So we
fact.
call that made up or kundak, right? And then the fact that Shenwangs are empty of being made up in that way is emptiness in the mind-only school. Okay, I'll say it again. There do exist Shenwang things. They're real. They do things. Fires burn people. Okay, but it looks like the fire is out there, burning on a house or something, and that's fake. Okay, and the fact that that fake thing doesn't exist is emptiness in the mind-only school. Okay, good. So in the mind-only school, the one thing that is indisputable or real is the fact that things do things. Okay, that's real. Okay, that's Dembadrupa. Got it? Say yes.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Sorry. No, you tell us every class. I'm sorry. Yes, I understand.
Okay, good. So now a guy comes up and says, but listen, in the sutra called What I Really Meant, Lord Buddha said that changing things are like an illusion. He's troubled by that. That's supposed to be the one thing that's real. You see what I mean? That's supposed to be the.
There's someone who has their mic open who's moving around a lot or moving their computer or something. If you could stop, thank you.
Okay. Well, sometimes it might be me somehow, I don't know. Okay, so the other guy comes up and says, you know, it's interesting. You say that the mind-only school says that the only thing which is the way it seems to be is the fires that make people hot. Shenwangs, okay? But in the third turning of the wheel, didn't Buddha say that Shenwangs are gyumatabu? They are like an illusion. Okay, got it?
Yes.
Then he says, look, if something was Dembadrupa, what's that mean, Upala?
If something is true,
And then you say it's like gyuma.
and then you say it's like an illusion.
Yeah, wouldn't that be incorrect? Nitepa, wouldn't that be incorrect? Chi-chir, then if that is correct, then why would you say that what this sutra is saying is that all functioning things exist in truth? Okay, got it?
Yeah.
How can you at the same moment say that fires burn people and that's real, and then in the same text say that when a fire burns something, it's like an illusion? Okay. So, you know, it's weird. You guys sometimes say that Shenwangs are real, and then sometimes you say that Shenwangs are like an illusion. Okay, got it? That's his problem. And we're gonna go on. This is gonna be today's topic. Okay.
So this is whose problem?
Just some unidentified opponent.
Okay.
And he's complaining about us, and his complaint is founded. It's correct.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Just that KJP uses the Shena, but he doesn't use, the Kachik at the beginning. So
That's correct. Yeah. Yeah. Sugeng, are you translating? Can
No,
you,
I'm not.
oh, can you irritate her with your corrections? Come on.
No, I wouldn't dare.
Okay, Upala.
please do. It's okay. Yuma Ched Sularag Te. Zoom. Oh gosh, I guess I do scare you. Yuma Ched Sularag Te. Uma Patar Shenwang Mi Den Shindu Denpar Nangwei Chane Per Chepma Chepama Yinki Ki.
Okay,
No,
good.
just key. Not long.
Oh, I know. I was doing it like but. Ki.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Okay.
But thank you.
Okay, Gima Perche to Rakte. It means look, we're just using an illusion here as a pei.
As an example.
Yeah, and relative to that, Sularak means relative to, we're just using an illusion as an example. It's not here that we are saying that functional things aren't what they seem. We don't mean that. We're just going off on a small side example of illusion, okay? It's not that we believe that functioning things are not real, okay?
But it is that they aren't what they seem, correct? Because we
Yeah,
see
yeah,
them
that's true. That's
directly.
true. Yeah, but they're still real.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So umapatar shenwang miden shindu. According to the umapas, okay, according to the middle
middle
way
way.
school, even though shenwangs are miden, they appear as den. Okay.
Yes.
Now,
Even
now
though
yeah, we're out of the mind only school. He says, look, from the point of view of the middle way school, yes, when they speak of things not being what they appear to be, we are saying that they are not real, okay? But that's not the kind of illusion that we're talking about here in the mind only school, okay? Per chepa mayan means we are not when we present the mind only school, we are not presenting the idea of an illusion in the same way that the middle way schools are presenting an idea of an illusion, okay? In the middle way school, the fire burning is not at all what it seems, and it's totally unreal. In the mind only school, we can call the fire burning illusory, but in a lesser sense, okay? In more of a metaphorical sense. In the middle way school, when we say the fire is burning, we're being literal, okay? When we say it's an illusion, we're being literal. In the mind only school, when we say the fire burning is illusory, it's more of just an example, okay? Cool.
thank you.
In both schools, we say the fire burning is illusory. In the mind only school, it just means it's slightly not what you thought. In the middle way school, illusory means it's not at all real in the way you thought it was real. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Keep going. So gang, you didn't really have a chance to do much here.
I'll try harder now.
All right.
Onachi Shena.
Shana.
Thank you.
Man.
Thank you. Onachi Shena. Dipe Luki Gyuma.
Di.
Luki Gyuma. Shenwang Di Per Je Luk Ni. Kien Dang Tek Du Dang Dua Sok. Le Sawar Sungte.
Good. Well, then how does that work? Chishena means, how does it work that the mind-only school calls it an illusion, and then the middle way school calls it an illusion, but when the mind-only school calls it an illusion, it's just kind of a light metaphor. And when the mind-only school calls it an illusion, they really mean it doesn't exist the way it looks. Okay,
The middle way school, yeah.
middle way, yeah. And then they said, well, the way in which it's an illusion in sort of a light way, in a metaphorical way, is described in the Gen, Dode Gen, Sutra Alankara, in the Tekdu, Mahayana Sangraha, in the briefer presentation, etc. Clearly stated, okay? And then he gives us another Dode Gen quotation, which when I see quotation from Dode Gen now, I get nervous.
Yeah, so do I.
Okay, let's see here. Stanley, wake up.
All right.
I hope you rested.
Jitar dode genle, jitar yuma de shindu, yang dakma yin kuntok de, yu me nampa jitawar, de shin yi sutrupa je, che sung shin.
Good. So the ornament of the sutra says, Jita Gime Deshindu, as an illusion, okay, just as in the case of an illusion, Yandat Mayin, it's not what it seems to be. Kundokta, it's just made up in your mind, okay? Gyune Nabajitawar, when we talk about how something appears as an illusion, okay? We are talking about mistake and a mistake, which is based on Ninang. What's Ninang? Very important. Ninang.
Where is it? Could you highlight it?
Third line.
No, I'm just filling in for Nisu.
Things
What's-
appearing differently than they are.
Yeah, good.
Discrepancy.
What do you call that? What do we call
Du-
it?
Duality sometimes, but
Yeah, duality.
If you highlight the word, I don't see it.
No, it's not
Nisu.
here. It's implied here.
Oh,
All right. Nisu means Ninang. Okay. It's not the way it seems. All right. It appears one way, but it's a different way. Okay. Now, in the mind only school, that doesn't equal it appears to exist and it doesn't exist. Got it?
Yeah.
It's not the same kind of duality. The duality here is, look, it seems to be a certain way incidentally, and it's not that way incidentally, but it's still, for sure it exists. It's not that it appears to exist and it doesn't exist at all. That's the mind only interpretation of illusion. Okay, got it? It's just different than what it seems. Okay? Hello? Good?
yes.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you.
All right, here we go. Stanley, keep going. Wake up.
Okay.
They didn't need through she wangwa dang shingla sopa gume nga ki tapa ni shenwang yandakpa ma yimpe kung tok ni nang trupe wachak ki le batang gala bongwa sok te lang sok sun nangwai ni shenwang te la sung jin yang che ni su nangwa dang drawar drelpe shedo.
Okay, good.
Great.
By the way, we have to find this quotation. This is not a quotation, but it's a reference. Hang on. Find this reference. Not a quotation direct. Okay. Now you guys know this story once I tell it to you. Okay. Trushi means the thing that you are mistaken about. Okay, the basis of the mistake. Okay, the basis of the mistake. Polwa means a dirt clod. Okay, a clod of dirt, a small piece of hard dirt. Okay, we have them a lot in Arizona. Okay, all right. Or it could be a small piece of wood, like this big. Okay, it's called a dew, right? Anybody starting to remember something yet?
Well, the Q.
Yeah,
Magician story.
yeah, the magician story. Yay, word. I would give you some money, but nah. Okay, so in this case, they're saying you could take a dirt clod as well as a small piece of wood, okay? And you could tapa a ngak on it. Anybody want to guess?
You could throw a spell onto it.
Good, yeah, you could throw a spell onto it. Mantra, this is the ancient meaning of mantra, okay? Of illusion, you could throw a spell of illusion on it, okay? And then this Shenwang, then even Shenwangs, even fires burning, okay? Yandapa mayembe kudo nina chupe bachaki lepa. Because you are lepa, what's that?
Because you're under the spell.
Yeah, because your mind is polluted or infected by, okay, bakchaks,
Seeds.
which make you see things in a dualistic way, ninang, okay, with some kind of incorrect imagination, yandape mayimba kundo, okay, with some kind of incorrect imagination, okay. So it's like that. Then the bongwa, what's bongwa?
Like some sort of tree.
Dirt
Clod.
clod.
Dirt clod.
Oh, the dirt clod.
Yeah, somebody typed bupa, which means the Tibetan. Okay, but luckily I figured it out. Okay, and it's hard because bongwa happens once in 100 books. The dirt clod will nangwa as a ta or a lung.
It'll appear as a horse or
This
an
one
elephant.
could be an elephant, yeah. So what is it that's happening with Shenwangs that is similar to the story of a magician's trick? What is it that's happening with changing things or functioning things in the mind-only school version, which is similar to a magician's trick? In
Right.
the mind-only school, we are not saying it implies that there's nothing there. Okay, even in the magician's story, there's still a little piece of wood there, and there's still a little dirt clod there. It's not what it seems to be, but it's not totally non-existent, as it would be in the
middle way.
middle way school. Good.
The higher middle way.
Yeah. So what is the illusion according to the mind-only school? Oh, in the mind-only school, the Shenwang, okay, the Zimba, the subject state of mind, and the Sunwa, the object, okay, the subject state of mind and its object appear to exist Yangche.
It's, I thought it was going to stay outside, but
Well, word can tell you.
At a distance from each other.
at a distance.
Yeah, separated, che, at a distance, gyang. Okay, it appears that the blue is out there 2 meters away. And that's all an illusion, okay? Now, Utpala, does it mean that the mind-only school says that blue doesn't exist?
No.
No, it just seems to be at a distance, but it's not. And
Right.
that's the meaning of illusion.
That's the
Okay, so don't hassle me that the mind-only school is saying things that functioning things don't exist somehow, like blue. It does exist, but it's not exactly what it appears to be. Okay, big difference, big difference. And by the way, we're headed towards an even more significant difference. Okay, all right. Please read, and who is that? Allison? Oh my gosh, from the mountains.
kyang yumgi dor sungpe gyumala sogpa e.
Okay.
Sok Pei, thank you. Pei Shen Wang Tun Pei De Dun Jorn Wana. Chirogi Don Med Na Dun Me Na Yul Du Datar or Yul Du Datar. Mik Nyampa Tok Pei Chir Gume Pe Dong.
Yeah, there's something wrong with the text here. And oh, in fact, I went to I find it. Let me see. No. Yeah. Sorry, he's not quoting directly. Okay. So take this as Mahayana Sangraha says, in the Yumgido, what's that?
In the Mother Sutras,
When they talk about Gyuma,
when they talk about illusion,
and they're using the illusion as a metaphor, Bei, for Shenwang.
for things at the mercy of causes.
Yeah, and then Peiden Jorwa is an idiom in poetics, which means let's look at the metaphor and what it represents. Okay. Like if you say, like the chariot that's being pulled across the sky, that's the Bei. Okay. And what's the dun of that one? What does it refer to?
Chariot
Sun.
being pulled across the sky?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't know. A
Oh,
cloud?
it's the sun.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah. They thought the sun was on a wagon being pulled across the sky. Okay.
Oh.
So the Bei in that case is a horse wagon. And the dun in that case is the Nima, is the sun. Okay. So
Huh.
when we try to connect the metaphor of an illusion, right? Of an illusion to what it actually refers to. Okay. What we're talking about, Chiruki dun mena. Somewhere in here, there's some mistaken language, but what it means is we are not saying Chiruki dun me.
we're not saying that it means there are no outer objects.
Yeah, we're just saying it doesn't appear as in the way that it seems to be. Okay, when we use the Bei, the metaphor of an illusion, what we're talking about is not that those outer objects don't exist at all. We're just saying they don't exist. We're trying to dope. We're trying to stop people thinking that they are the way they appear to be. Okay, that they are the way they seem to be. Okay, it's not that we're saying they don't exist. That's what we mean by an illusion. Okay, something
I
that
lost
does
track.
exist.
Are we still
ahead.
mind only perspective or
Yeah,
are we
because
Mahayana?
we're take to Mahayana Sangraha. You see,
Okay,
that's
but
what Mahayana Sangraha is talking about.
okay.
Cool.
So we're mind only, not middle way though?
Yeah, right here. He's
Okay.
reporting what Mahayana Sangraha is saying. Okay, you have a middle way author reporting what the mind only really thinks. Okay, because the opponent was confused. He said, if the mind only school believes that working things are real, then why do they talk about an illusion? Okay.
Okay.
And then we say, well, they are not like the middle way school. It's not that they believe things don't exist.
Right.
It's just that they believe it's not what it seems to be.
Right.
Okay, good.
Thanks.
All
And so,
right.
so this statement is saying that mind only does not mean, when it says that it's illusory,
Mhm.
that there are no outer objects.
Exactly. Yeah. And if it were saying that, you'd have trouble. Okay. In the mind only school. Okay. All right.
I thought they thought that there were no outer objects, so I'm a little confused.
Well,
Everything is the
that's
mind.
true. That's true. But they don't say that objects of the mind don't exist.
Right. The outer objects do exist. They're just not outer. So it's not that they don't exist. It's that they don't exist the way they seem to, which is outer.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
all right.
okay.
Let's leave it at that.
Okay.
Hasa, are you awake? I don't know. You got a picture there.
Mena, Semdang Semjung Jitar K Nyampa Tokbe Chir Mik
gyu dong dun mena yi duong miong la jitar chut nyam pa dokpe jir milam la sokpa ber shepe na uma pa dang kye shintu cheo.
Good. Dun mena means if there were no objects at all. Okay. Okay. If there were no objects of the mind at all. If we took illusion in the mind only school to mean what it means in the middle way school, okay, then there wouldn't be any objects, and then there would be no sems and semchungs.
Mind and mental factors.
Yeah, and it's in order to stop people thinking that, okay, in order to stop people thinking that there are no objects at all, and therefore there could be no mind or mental functions. It's in order to stop that thinking that we talk about a mikyu, a mirage, okay?
Okay.
So we don't want people in the mind only school to think there's no mind and mental functions because objects don't exist at all. So how could you have a subject state of mind if objects didn't exist at all? Okay. Okay. Dun mena, and if there were no objects at all, then how could we have experiences of things being yiduonwa or yidumionwa?
Pleasurable or not.
Good.
Or beautiful or not? I always get confused with the ong.
This means attractive.
Attractive, yeah.
Yiduonwa means
Attractive.
Yeah. Jitarcha, how could you have sensations or feelings of things as attractive or unattractive if they didn't exist at all? Okay, if the objects themselves didn't exist at all. Therefore, in order to explain why we can still have mind and mental functions, and in order to explain why we can still have attractive things be attractive to us or unattractive to us, in the mind only school, we have to say that there is something out there, if only in the sense of a dream, milo. Okay, so in both the case of a mirage and in the case of a dream, you do see something, right?
Yep.
And it may not be what it seems to be, but it still makes you happy, and it still triggers different kinds of mental functions. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Therefore, mapa dan ke shintu cheo $100.
$100.
Mhm.
Very difficult.
The
There.
middle way position is unique here.
Say no. What?
No, it's extremely correct.
No. Cancel the bet. This is a shitload difference from the middle way.
Oh,
Okay. All right. Shintuche. Excuse my interpretation.
oh, a big distinguishing from.
This K means Kepar means this is a zillion times different from the middle way view. Okay, got it? Cool.
We're at time, boss.
Okay, but it's interesting, you guys, right?
Yeah.
So mind only school does say that functioning things are like an illusion, but they don't mean it's because there's nothing there and you think there's something there. That's middle way. Okay, mind only school says things are like an illusion because they seem to be outside, but they're not. Cool, but they still exist. Big difference, huge difference. Okay, are you guys good?
Yep.
All right. Okay, we'll see you, Nick, this evening.
Yeah. Right now, coming up, we have a question and answer session with Mr. Dr. Sugung Shi. So you're very lucky to get Sugung answering all your toughest questions. And then we have yoga with, I'm trying to remember.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Ooh.
Yoga with Aisha. Thank you for checking the schedule.
And Kitty, no doubt.
No doubt.
If anyone wants to stay on, there's one question I would really love you to see from my quiz, if you want to, but go ahead and do your break if you want to too.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Grandpa's gonna take a break.
Could you stop sharing?
Thank you, Geshe-la.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
All right. Hang in there.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
translators.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm so excited for this, Pets. I've been waiting for. I was hoping we could go back to Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Well, we can do the whole quiz just for you, Tim.
Let's
It's
do
such
it.
a great idea. I love it.
That was that answer. It's one of the three aspects. So we won't do the quiz. I'll go back to it if we have time. So here, we'll do the bonus round. We'll start with the bonus round. So remember, this is the answer and what you give the question. Neither one nor many. It's a little
proof of emptiness.
Yeah, it's a proof of emptiness, but there's something particular about this proof of emptiness that's interesting. Two different philosophical schools use the same proof.
What is the proof?
One is the Sautranticas and one is the
Yeah. And they're slightly different.
and they're used differently, yeah, sure. But it's used by two different schools. And that is a segue to this.
Why do you eat mixed nuts one at a time?
Why do you eat them all together?
If only you were as selective with your rolls as you are with your nuts.
Hey, here's a thought. Why don't I just get you a feed bag?
They're called mixed nuts. You're supposed to mix them.
Internet, how do you like your mixed nuts? One at a time?
Or all together the right way.
Sent.
Like anyone's gonna care.
Hey, it's Ken Jeong. Do you enjoy your mixed nuts one at a time?
All together the right way.
All.
One at a time?
You're a one-nutter?
So you don't make any decisions?
Why are you buying mixed nuts and then unmixing them?
Oh, you're a foodie now.
Question on America's mind. Is it all or one?
Huh. Who knew America would tear itself apart over a relatively minor difference of opinion?
Not me.
That's heavy. That's heavy.
Was that a Super Bowl commercial?
Bravo.
Oh, that's so.
Days ago.
Thank you, Paula.
The allegory, tremendous.
Yeah, that was amazing. We should put that on our website. Could probably get sponsorship from Planters.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's do it.
Deluxe, Planters Deluxe mixed nuts.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rapala. That was great.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day, everybody. See you this afternoon.
I hope we get more Jeopardy.